Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Silvana Samos. I'm a holistic therapist, and today I'm delighted to connect with you again and to introduce to you this beautiful lady that I love her, that is Ginger. How are you today?
Amazing. Hi. Good to see you.
So I decided to invite Ginger to these interviews because she's a very special person for myself. I'm going to introduce her to you. So she's a feminine leadership coach and she's a business mentor. But what in fact she does, and she does it very well, is she helps women finding their own potential. So I met Ginger last year. We found each other. We say that we found each other.
I can't remember quite well how it was, but we were guided.
Yes, we were guided. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we already met in another lifetime. That's
yes,
how it.
Yeah. Then we found out that we were good witches in another life.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So we met, and she was it was at the right time because I was very, very focused on my business, which was not working very well. I was like overwhelmed with time and planning, especially planning. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
And she was the one that said stop planning and start listening to yourself, and it was really powerful. So I work with her, and I strongly recommend that. So I would like you to tell us more about what is this about helping women finding their own potential, or how you can help them empower themselves.
Yeah, so thank you for this beautiful introduction. Thank you for having me here on this interview series. I'm very honored to share my work, especially during these times where I really feel even stronger call to step into my purpose. And this is actually also what I help women with. They often come to me because they do not have clarity about what they're called to do in this world, or they have kind of an idea, feeling, calling, like you said, but they cannot monetize it. They cannot make a living out of it. They're not sure how to bring it to the world. They're overwhelmed by a lot of inspiration, creative energy, ideas. They are really, and you were as well, in their head, stuck in overthinking, in planning, in believing in all the things that the industry or other people tell them what they have to do, versus listening to their intuition, what feels best for them and right and creative and inspired to do. So it is really about seeing your potential first. Who am I really, and what am I good at, and where are my gifts, my strength, and then learning to trust your intuition, your inner voice again. First, connecting to her, like your soul, or however you call it, your intuition, your inner voice, inner guidance. Learning how to connect and dropping out of your head into your heart, into your soul, into your body. Listen to the signals that your body gives you, because the body is how our soul speaks to us. And then really stepping into all of you, like allowing the world and you to see all of you, like the full spectrum, and not hiding the parts that you think are too woo-woo or too much for people or too confident. So it always reflects a part of my own story, of course, because I deeply believe that our purpose here is through us going through the lessons first. Yeah. And the main purpose that I see in my work is really that your purpose unfolds the more you allow yourself to be fully you. So, and especially these times, it's so important that you know who you are and what you're good at, what your strengths are, to be able to step into your power, especially as women, to take ownership and leadership and to really contribute to this collective awakening.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. So what is the typical this is the question that arises now. So what is the typical woman that you find that you feel that you can help? For example, in my case, for me, what it really impacted on me was like I was planning a lot and doing nothing. I mean, I was doing, but I was doing very little. So what I would like you to share is about the feminine energy. This is something that I learned from you, and it impacted on me a lot because I didn't know that I have this potential. I have no idea about it, even though I was a spiritual person, but I didn't know. So it was you who taught me about this. And I'd really like you to share something about that, on how women can stop planning and overthinking on what they have to do and start connecting with that divine feminine energy.
Yeah, so absolutely. Good question. So there, as women, we are feminine beings, right? And I do not believe into a balance that should be achieved between the masculine and the feminine. I believe that we're all manipulated and conditioned to be more in our masculine, in the doing, in the planning, in the strategizing, in the thinking of the logic, the mind, because they told us as we grew up that this is the way to create success. And so we disconnected from our body, from our feminine energy, from our intuition, what comes natural to us. And like, even I feel this way and I will feel drawn to do it, you overrule your natural feeling with your mind because you're trained in a different way. And so the work that I do is to get you out of your head into your body and really learn to trust this voice and allow that this comes up, that this is loud enough and you're not listening to the voice in your head anymore. And I see a lot of like there is, and it all comes down to trusting yourself again, and feeling enough and worthy and capable. So we are trained to, especially around this whole self-development and creating a career path, we are so trained to look at us in a way that we are not perfect as we are. We have to learn certain things. We get to our next level implies that where you are now, you're lacking something. And so our self-perception, especially as a woman, is, oh, I am not good enough at this. I have to learn this. I have to work harder. Or I everything that I have comes from a self-perception of lacking. And so you look outside, what do I need to change? What do I need to learn? Where do I need to grow? What do I need to do differently? And you're looking for answers and to complete something where you think you are not whole. And this is just the whole conditioning and how they made us believe who we are. And so we are always giving the power to an outside force, to a teacher, to a system, to a strategy, to something outside of us. And so what I helped you was to really connect first to this voice, to see, okay, she's there. I can hear something, I can feel something, to cultivate this so that this gets always stronger. And then little by little and small actions following this guidance, the inner guidance, and not trusting the voice in your head anymore. And so that, yes, eventually you don't need a coach anymore. You don't need a teacher, a guru, or a guide. Of course, it's always good to have mentors who help you expand more into who you truly are. I do not even want to talk about this next level thing anymore because I don't believe in it. I believe more in the expansion of your energy, your aura, by being more of who you are, truly are. But to get to this point, you got to activate certain codes in your auric field, in your energy field, so that you are able to withhold this addiction of looking outside and looking at you and judging you and comparing yourself. So what they tell us is that we need to look for self-improvement right? Getting better to create results, to get to a certain point where we want to go, reach our goals, versus self-acceptance of who we are first, and creating the self-worth, the confidence of, I know who I am. And then suddenly you discover, I know why I'm here, what my purpose
Yeah.
work is. And then you're so clear and confident and certain, and then you take action. So this was the missing part, where you had certain clarity about why you were here, but you
Yeah.
could not take action because the way you thought that you have to be to take action is not who you are.
Yeah. But what I felt was that I had clear where I have to go, but I didn't know how. And another thing that we work a lot, I don't know if you remember, was that my beliefs, because that was my biggest blockage. Is I still have beliefs about myself, but we work a lot on the beliefs, and people, they just want to know the purpose. They want to get whatever they want to get, or they want to achieve something, but they don't know why they can't get there, why I don't have the willingness to do this or to do that, or to follow my plan, why can't I stick to my plan. And there are a lot of beliefs around that, around the way that you have to do it, and about yourself. So this is something that for me was also very, very strong. And I can see a lot of people out there, especially in the group, that um, they want to feel that they can channel, they want to feel the angels, they want to feel, but there are still a lot of blockages that they need to work on. And this is the reason why I created this group, because people think that you can get ascension, or you can raise your spirituality level by just practicing meditation. No, it's about getting rid of these layers, beliefs, or whatever you want to call them, to be able to connect with yourself. This is what you're talking about, is that you can only connect with yourself when you see yourself,
Yes.
your
And
true self. But how do you see your true self? By getting rid of all the beliefs the negative beliefs that you have about yourself.
yes, so everyone can channel like this in an instant. It's available, but you're not able to do it because you hold a belief around it that you cannot do it.
Yeah,
It's, you
exactly.
do not trust yourself. You do not believe in yourself that you can do it. So it is really a truth, a reality that you anchored into. So when I see everyone as a multi-dimensional being, so there is a timeline where you believe I cannot do it, so I need someone who helps me. But there's also a timeline where you can do it, like from
Yeah.
God. It's just your belief around what is possible for you, which makes the difference. And you decide really subconsciously, believing in these truths, which timeline do you take? So you do not even need to learn something, or even not have a certain guru or healer. If you change, you can decide to change, to believe something else.
Yeah.
And what we feel right now is that these popping awakening happens, and suddenly people are like, that's not the truth. And
Mm-hmm.
from one day to the other, and me included, and we suddenly are like, no, I don't believe in this anymore. I know, I really believe my soul that she knows what I'm capable of, and then I do it. So with all this trying so hard and discipline work is not necessary anymore. And I noticed myself, because I'm a very disciplined person, I thought I always have to, like, it's in my nature, because I have a defined willpower, and I talk about this in a second.
Okay.
And it comes really handy to achieve a certain thing, but it's always it's not doable for anyone if it's not in alignment with how you're designed, how you are designed. So when it comes to the execution, you got to be drawn by your vision, and by the vision of this feeling of I know, and this is my why I show up. You need to be pulled towards it,
Yeah.
and not pushing yourself towards it. This is how you execute. They are anchored to the execution power. And the whole, you got to see yourself in your potential. There are certain ways how you can do this. And meditation is one thing, or anchoring into different visualizations. And then there's human design, which is a tool that I introduced you also to. And this was the game changer for myself, because I, from beginning on, really, as I can think about it, was like, who am I and why am I here? I always felt that what I'm living here is not really the Susanne, the gender who I'm meant to be. I was always not secure enough, not confident enough to be all of me, because I thought I'm too woo-woo, I'm too much for people. And this is what I heard. Like, my parents told me, you have to be a good girl, you have to be good, have to have good grades, whatever. There was always this pressure. Yeah. And then fast forward 20 years after a whole career as a high-level business consultant, and burned out, and going to bed each night and knowing that this is not why I came into this planet. I found human design, which is a concept containing of several concepts of the chakra system, like the traditional chakra system as well. And then the I Ching, and then it also includes the Kabbalah and the Ayurvedic system. And it is a modern concept. It was downloaded by Raoul at the end of the 80s to help us now during this time to, as a tool, like a manual. It's really like a manual to live a better life, because it is a blueprint of your energetic design. So it is based on your astrology, on your chart, on your birth chart, and it shows you like a so-called body graph. And the people can go onto jovianarchive.com, where they can pull that chart, and then they know which one of these 5 types there are. And it you can read a little bit about it, but if they want to learn more, they can come to me and I can tell them more about this, the way their soul is meant to show up in this world, the way you're energetically designed to communicate, to make decisions,
relate to people,
yes, to communicate with people, but also how to connect to your own inner intuition there and make decisions, which is very unique for every person. And how I use it mostly is to discover your strength and your genetic potentials, because we have learned potentials, right? What we are good at, and then we try to build a career or create a path to make money out of it. But that's not all of who you are. So as I was looking for my purpose, I'm like, why am I here? What is the reason, and what are my strengths? What am I good at? What makes me special? And so my human design, I'm a projector. And you're a generator.
Ask if you can explain that. And then I'm a generator, so if you can say something about
yes, so it is like the main difference between these types is our aura, our energetic field. And so there's the manifester, and it has nothing to do with manifestation, right?
Yes.
It's just the name is a manifester, a generator, a manifesting generator, which is a mixture of both, and then the projectors and the reflectors. Okay. And their energy types are the first 3, and then their non-energy types are the projectors and reflectors, which means that the first 3 can generate energy from within, and the projectors and reflectors, they have an aura where they absorb the energy from others. Okay. So me as a projector, I have an aura that is like an arrow. I absorb and tune into your energy right now, and I'm totally energized because I and this is the specialty that I have, and I already always had this energy of I see people differently. I see things differently because I experience the world differently, because I tune into the world.
Okay.
So as I found human design, I was like, oh, that's me. Yes, you're so right. And the generator, when you do things that light you up, that are hell yes, your passion and your purpose work eventually, you expand in a very juicy way and you glow and your aura is then embracing. So what I see with your group really is you embrace, everyone who is there feels like a big hug. That's why you're so good in also communicating with people in their interaction. The energy in my group is different because the projectors are more the leaders, the lighthouses who show a way. So there's not so much communication in my group, but people look at me and then I post something and then they feel guided.
Okay.
Yeah? Maybe you feel the difference as well in our communication.
There's something that I was quite interested about me. It was that because at the time that we were doing the coaching, I was also struggled with my son, who was quite demanding. Now he's not like that. I think it's also because of the age, but at that time was like, I was saying, I don't have time. My son is demanding.
It was your mantra. I don't have time. I don't have time.
I don't have time. And then you told me, well, he's a projector, because this is something that I would like you to share, that you can tell people what kind of human design they are, and their partners or children, so they can understand. This is something that it was so true, because you said your son is a projector and he needs energy from people. I say, excuse me. I said, that's so true, because he's all the time wanted to play with others, to play with kids, to play with us. He is not an independent in the way of playing. He wants to share the play or the game with someone else. And I said, why he's like that? Because I used to be a very independent girl. I mean, I was very sociable and friendly, but I also had my time on my room just playing by myself.
Yes, you can generate the energy from within. That's why.
Yes, exactly. So this is something that it was really good for me to understand, because I didn't know why my son was behaving like that. So yeah, I think that human design is really, really powerful. It can guide people in the way that they can see their relationships, in the way that they reach others, they communicate with others, they relate with others. So it's really powerful.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to add, and this is how I love to use it most, is and we can look at your chart into it afterwards, because there are, if you draw this chart, there are white centers which represent the chakra system, and they are colored centers. And the colored centers are where we have our strength, where we have consistent energy running, and these are our profit. I call them profit potentials, where your money lies. So when you and I help in the business coaching that I do, business mentoring, is I help you to create offers and on these strength centers, which are the things that you do anyway naturally. And so with this, what you do naturally, a lot of women that come to me like, yeah, I'm so good at this, but I don't think that I can make money with this. But the thing is, when you have law of attraction and the energies behind this in your mind, where you're good at, you're running positive energy and you attract a person. And this is so interesting, because when we match our designs, I have my centers open where you have them defined, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because you need something that I'm good at, and vice versa. So when you create your offers based on, not on your lower energies where you think you're good at because you learned it, or you're you think that you need to do this because your clients, the market is good, like the whole marketing strategy is right.
Yeah.
No, you look at your genetic potentials that you will always be best at. Like, this is where you have the most power.
And people know that. They know what they're good at.
Yes, but they believe that this is not something to make money out of.
Yeah.
And so I call it, I help you to monetize your magic, because this is your magic, where you are most magnetic, and then it's just to work around the beliefs that you can create an offer around this based on your genetic potentials, because people are drawn to you anyway, energetically. And so when you know this, you can address this need of your clients coming from these centers. And this is so clear. And then marketing is so easy and selling is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Really, definitely. And this is what we see with you, right? Your
Yeah.
business has grown so much because
Yeah.
you now trust that what you're good at is also how you can make money.
Yes,
And we
exactly.
need more women in their power, especially right now, and making a lot of money so that we can do even more good in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. Ah, thank you. Thanks very much. I really enjoy talking to you always.
I would love to invite your audience to really go to jovianarchive.com to draw the chart, to learn a little bit more about
I'm
themselves.
going to add the link
Yes.
below the
And then what I offer also is like profit potential assessments. So if someone has already a business, I look at the chart and then look at the business and the offers that are out there to see, is this really your potential, or can we tweak something that makes it even more successful? That's also what I do. And
the masterclass. That's a masterclass that you did some days ago.
no,
A live masterclass.
I did a live masterclass a couple of days ago. It was about 20 minutes success.
20 minutes, yeah, that was.
Yeah, so this is really a good one. If you do not have a lot of time, or if you have a lot on your plate, if you're a busy mom, I did an amazing masterclass about how you can build your business or grow your business with only 20 minutes per day. And so that you're clear what you need to focus on, what the things are that move the needle forward. Right. That is also good for all the busy moms, because this is one thing where you came like, I do not have enough time. I wish I had 3 hours and then I can sit down and do all the work. And I tell you, no, if you have 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there, and you know what you need to focus on, what the needs are, and I can help you with that, then you do the right things, right? Not all the things that you think you should be doing. Yeah, definitely. I can give you also the link to this masterclass afterwards, and then
we can share it. Yeah,
and because I know that you people love meditations, I would love to share one of my biggest meditation, which is called like it's most powerful. It's called Unbecoming You, because this is what I think what we need to do. We think we are have a certain identity, but we need to, like you said, strip off the layers and unbecome who we are. And in this meditation, I guide you to like the body, the vision of who you truly are. And I would love to share this meditation with your people.
That's really amazing. Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We talked for half an hour before starting because we're going to spend very long time just talking.
Yes, and our work has just begun. It's really powerful.
Thanks very much. And enjoy the rest of the day.
Yes, have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.